The Legend of Sleepy Hollow, written by Washington Irving in 1820, is an example of early American Gothic literature. The story tells the legend of the Headless Horseman, a soldier killed in an unnamed revolutionary battle whose spirit would haunt the grounds without his head. As the story goes, Ichabod Crane would arrive from Connecticut. He was to be a school teacher and was looking for a wife-to-be. He is then unfortunately meets his fate with the spirit of the Headless Horseman. Today, you can actually visit Sleepy Hollow. It is a historical section of the town, Tarrytown, up about 40 minutes north of New York City. It's a beautiful town. I love visiting it, and every October they really embrace the legend and create an awesome Halloween celebration. And hey, maybe we'll do a future haunted hangover there. But in the meantime, we're gonna get drunk at a bar called the Headless Horseman.
Steps away from the famous music venue Irving Plaza, you'll find the seemingly unfit entrance to the Headless Horseman. The bar has a gas lamp cobbled entrance that transports you to a different, darker time. The interior of this 18th century inspired tavern is made of wood and brick, and unlike any of the hundreds of sports bars that surround the area. Alongside 25 beers to choose from and themed cocktails, there are also a selection of simple and damn delicious bar bites. The Headless Horseman's old-world design is a great visit for a quiet escape from the bustling streets of New York City.
Okay, so after our visit to Beetle House, we were hungry little babies. We made our way over to Headless Horseman. This bar seems very out of place for a New York bar, but that's what's so wonderful about living in New York City. You get to see things like this. Ambiance. Let's briefly go through that. What'd you think? Pretty cool. The entryway alone is kind of awesome. It's like you're walking into
very
like an
unassuming entryway.
Yeah.
It's right around the corner from Irving Plaza, which is a big music venue, and then you have this unmarked wooden door.
Yeah.
For the entrance to the bar.
With
that
like
was really
gas
cool.
lamps outside, which I thought was awesome.
Yeah, the gas lamps definitely were a part of the whole, like, the vibe, and it did have a beautiful, the interior of it was beautifully well done.
Yeah.
But it wasn't so much done for atmosphere as it was just an organic looking piece of,
like,
almost like a, old, Northeastern American tavern.
Yeah.
From that, from a colonial.
100%. Like, you're kind of going back in time a little bit there. Besides the actual interior, I was expecting something else, and sure enough, they had themed cocktails or cocktails named after the Headless Horseman, and I landed on a mezcal cocktail called Blood Spell. It had Aperol in it and other stuff. Mezcal is not for everybody. I like to drink tequila because scientifically it's the only liquor that's an upper, so I try and do it. Chris was not a fan.
No, it tasted like what a Band-Aid smells like. Is the best way that I could describe that cocktail, and it just wasn't pleasant.
I smell a Band-Aid now.
No, it was not good. Don't.
Fresh or used Band-Aid?
I don't know. I wouldn't recommend that one.
It wasn't that bad. After tasting it, I kind of wish I would have tried something else.
But did you see what I was saying?
I did. Afterwards, I was like, found it hard to drink. But they got $5 beers. That's a steal in New York. Hey. With liquor comes munchies. Talk about the food you got.
I got the wings. They were fairly good. I enjoyed them. Just buffalo and adobe rub. Nothing special. The fries I felt were kind of weak. They pride themselves on the fried pickles. I was very excited about that. And I love how not only the waitress gave me the bad news they didn't have them, she rubbed it in. So you're like, oh, we don't have them, and they're the best in the city. And I'm like, thank you for letting me know that.
It's not her fault that they didn't have them. She's a hardworking girl.
I got a pretzel, and my only gripe with the pretzel, and maybe it's my own misconceptions, but I thought it was on the small side. I guess when you order a pretzel at a bar, you feel like it's supposed to be a bigger size pretzel. and I felt like this one was a
I think
little
we're just greedy.
bit. I mean, like I said, maybe it's my misconceptions
I'm with
bar
Chris.
pretzels, but
Yeah.
I thought it was a little small. The beer cheese sauce that it was paired with was a really good touch. I just wish there was more pretzel for the beer sauce.
It's more atmospheric than it is a themed bar. Obviously, coming from Beetle House, which is just down your throat, like gimmicky, so to speak. I mean, it's more of like a cool, spooky date night, you know? It's kind of sexy in there. So, with that being said, Chris, what are the pumpkins? Give them the pumpkins.
I'm gonna go 3 on this one, and I think if we didn't go to Beetle House first, I might have given it a higher rating. I just think that coming from the spectacle and the ambiance and of Beetle House, I think this one was a little bit of a letdown.
Mm-hmm.
So, not that it was a bad bar by any means, but not
Haunted
same
Hangover.
level. Right. So I'm gonna
Material.
go 3.
All right, Tom.
This almost has the opposite problem in that it is a bar that I would go to just grab a drink, especially $5
That's what you
Yingling.
wanted.
Yeah, just go there, hang out, grab a beer, plenty of space, plenty of room. The actual aesthetic of the bar was really nice and felt more organic. It didn't feel like a gimmick, but the problem is I almost expect, and I know we're talking about just before we were at Beetle House, but you almost expect by the name alone that there'd be more of a draw like this, you get into the legend of it. Besides the named cocktails, you could have just said this was a beer garden, and I would have been like, yeah, I'm on board, fine.
Mm-hmm.
The beer's great, wings were good. So, in terms of Haunted Hangover, I'm going to have to give it 3.
It is a great bar, but we are also not like a bar channel, you know what I mean? So, with that being said, Haunted Hangover material, no. Date night, 100%. Bring all of your Tinder dates there.
Clearly.
2.5 pumpkins. Okay, so that concludes this bar crawl edition of Haunted Hangover. Be sure to subscribe, follow us on Instagram, follow us on Twitter, at Haunted Hangover, of course. Follow Chris, follow Tom, follow me. Share with your friends, your family, your distant relatives, your neighbor, that creepy guy upstairs. I don't care. Just show everyone. And Chris, tell them what's the best cure to a hangover.
More booze.
Bye, y'all.